Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Guys, please confirm to me. All of you get my voice on screen. Those are attending in online. Yes, today we have class. Don't worry. All right, sir. Right. Good morning, guys. Right, sir. The Sunday effect is going on. People are not attending sessions. Fine. Anyway, then we are at very introduction content. That's why people are not habituated for it. So moreover, why I'm conducting the class today. So one day I have not taken the class, and the last 2 days onwards, 1 hour, I'm taking the class now. So I think of might be I thought of it somewhat lagging portion. That's why today I'm conducting the class. Even myself is also not good, but still I'm planning to take the class in the sense just to move forward in the content here. That is the main intention why I'm taking this today's class now. Okay, all right, sir. Anyway, then it's okay. But once if I start object orientation, OOPS concepts, if I start there, from that point onwards, every Saturday and Sunday, nearly 3 to 4 hours of time we are going to spend on weekends, not on regular days. Regular days is okay, fine. Normal class on 1.5 hour class, I'm able to plan for it. But once if I start object orientation, that means now we are in introduction part. Next steps to prepare first Java application. Next one is language fundamentals. If I complete this language fundamentals, oops, I'm going to start. Right from object orientation starting point. On every Saturday and Sunday. Saturday 3 hours and Sunday 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours like this. I'm planning there. If I attend Saturday and Sunday, how much content we used to cover in the weekdays of time? The same amount of content we are going to cover on weekends. Like this, we have a plan until the completion of the core Java. Meanwhile, in the middle, I may start advanced Java and all the other content here. That's okay. That I will manage it clearly. But then try to attend for the sessions on weekends also. Then try to have some habituation. One more point I'm telling you. 1 minute. We are taking Java. Java is a version. Java has very good content, more content when compared with other technologies. There is a rumor in Java. There is a slogan about the Java. Once we start Java, you may not see ending point for Java, but at least we have to reach to the ending point, right? After some few months of time, or maybe after a few, might be some period of time, we have to go for it. So because of that reason, we have to do hard work for it. Then only it is possible to complete. Otherwise, it's not possible to complete. Anyway, from my side, I don't have any problem. I'm ready to take the classes and weekends also. But I need to wait for the time to start object orientation. Before that, up to Saturday, I will take the classes. Actually, in demo class might be given that point also there. Even Saturday also, I don't want to take the class initially. But by understanding the total process there, now at least I'm conducting the class on Saturday. Then Sunday, I want to give gap. But as per my personal view, I've taken 1 day gap there. That's why I've taken and today also with the content here, right? Don't worry. Then we'll follow the content here. We're able to get some content here. Right, sir. See this content here. Can you please check it what we completed in the last session? What topic here we completed in the last session? All right, sir. Now, here the point is full stack 10 a.m. Okay. So if we observe the topics what we completed in the last class, Java programming format, the topic here we are understanding, right? Please respond for me. How many parts are available in Java programming format? No, 5 parts are available. Tell me what are the 5 parts here? Right, sir. Good. Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces section, main class section. Out of all this, first four are optional. Last one is what they're mandatory. Comment section, package section, import section, classes or interfaces section are optional. Main class section is what they're mandatory. Comment section. In a real-time application development, it is a convention to provide some description about the application before starting code, where the description includes author name, objective, project details, client information, and so on. To provide all these details in the Java file, we have to use the comment section where we have to use comments. You know already what is this comment? Comment is non-executable part in programming Java application. That is called as what their comment. How many types of comments are available? Okay, before that, in general, comments are providing some description about the program in order to understand the code. Now tell me, how many types of comments are available? Three types of comments are available. What are the three types of comments? No, single line comment, multi-line comment, and documentation comment. Single line comment, it allows the complete description in a single line. Syntax is what there, two slashes and some description. Example I have given. Multi-line comment, it allows the description in more than one line. Syntax is what there, slash star and some description. All right, sir. Next one is documentation comment. It allows the description in more than one page. Syntax is what there, slash two stars. Then every line is started with what there, star. Right, sir. In general, we will use documentation comments to prepare API documentation. Immediately I've given what is this API documentation now? API is what their application programming interface document. What is this documentation actually? It's a document in the form of HTML file or text file or PDF file and so on. And it will provide the complete description about the programming elements like classes, interfaces, variables, methods which we have used in the application. Java has provided predefined API documentation for predefined library, predefined classes and interfaces. That is possible with this particular link in the case of Java 8 version. If you want to get Java 9 version, there in place of it, we can provide 9 and paste in the browser. There we are able to get the Java 9 version documentation here. Every version up to 20th version, we can get it now. In Java applications, to prepare API documentation for our applications, in Java applications to prepare API documentation for our applications, we have to use the Javadoc command in the command prompt. Javadoc filename .java. Javadoc filename .java. Note I given there. What was that note here I given there? Javadoc command is able to prepare API documentation for our application in the form of what files? HTML files now. Okay, fine. Now example here I have taken public class employee and 4 variables I have taken, 4 constructors and 4 methods I have taken. That simple command here we have to use. What is that command here we are using here? Javadoc space employee.java. Automatically, alright, Javadoc tool is able to prepare API documentation for our Java application. There we are able to see some kind of information clearly. That's okay, fine. This part is completed, sir. Now understand it clearly. I want to show one simple example. Now try to understand this example. First of all, now confirm to me how many types of comments are available? 3 types. What are the 3 types? No, single line, multi-line, documentation comments. Out of all the 3 types of comments, which comments are used to prepare API documentation comments? Okay, please remember this point. Now understand the code what I am going to show to you. Right, sir. Now full stack 10 a.m. Oops. Now again, I want to remove all the content except this employee. This is my Java file. Previously we have taken it. I want to open in Edit Plus. Right. Now this is the program here what we are having. Good. All of you understand this. Above the variable envo, I'm using single line comment. it represents employee number. All of you understand it clearly. Now just above the e name, I'm using what comment here now? Multi-line comment. What I'm providing there, it represents employee name. No problem. In multi-line comment, single line we can provide the description. No issues for it. Now here I'm using what comment here now? Documentation comment. Star. It represents employee salary. Okay, right sir. For the variables, all three types of comments here we define, we provided. For variables, all the three types of comments here we provided. Next one, constructors. First constructor, it is able to create employee object with the employee number. Clear? The entire description here we provide in a single line. This is for what there one parameterized constructor where ENO is a parameter. Next one. It is able to create an employee object with the employee number and employee name. It is able to create employee number and employee name. Alright, now single line. Here we can provide no issues for it. There I want to provide just some message here. It is able to create an employee object with the employee number, employee name and employee salary. Right. It is on a single line, not on another line. If I click on this enter button, then it will come into the another line. There we have to provide what there another star. Right. Sir. For method one, add method. It is able to create. It is able to add an employee to the database. Now again, I want to provide a message. Next one. It is able to search for an employee from the database. Third one is documentation comment. Now, it is able to update an employee in the database. Right, sir. Now here we are getting like what there, all values can be completed. Now understand it clearly. All three comments we provided in our Java file. Single line comment is provided for what? ENO. Next one is what there? One constructor, into parameterized constructor, and for add method, single line comment. Multi-line comment I provided for what? Ename variable, second constructor with the parameter cn1 ename, and here search method. Okay, multi-line comment is provided for what? Eval variable. For third constructor, three parameters are available. Started. All right, sir. Or the third constructor. What about this third constructor here? ENO, ename, and eval. Right, sir. ENO, ename, and ECell. Next one is what? Then after this, for search method, already we completed. For update method, documentation comment. Here 3 pyramid constructor for documentation comment. For ECell, documentation comment. That's okay, fine. Completed. Program is ready. Now what we have to observe from this now. Alright, sir. What we have to do for this now? If I prepare API documentation by using Javadoc command, API documentation if I create by using Javadoc command, out of these 3 comments, which commented data will be available in the API documentation? Understand my point now? Which commented data will be available in the API documentation? Right. Let us check this one clearly. Same location, Javadoc. Right, sir. This is a problem actually. Continuously half an hour if I speak, no, going on. Right, sir. Now Javadoc. Next one is employee dot Java. So these are warning messages. No need to worry for it. They will not give any problem to us. Just warning messages only. Finally, we are getting HTML files clearly. Okay. See this now. Here employee.html file is available, right? Let me open it. Double click on it. There we are getting like what there? All the employee details. What details here we are getting there? Observe carefully. Public class employee extends object. Now understand it clearly. Which data here we are seeing now? For ENO, we provided single line comment, not available. For ename, multi-line comment we provided, but not available. But for ECell, we provided documentation comment. The documentation comment data is available or not? It represents employee salary like this. Next one is for first constructor, single line comment. For second constructor, multi-line comment. For third constructor, documentation comment. But the documentation comment data is available or not? It is able to represent. It is able to represent employee object with the employee number, employee name, and what next one here? Employee salary. The description here we are getting it now. Next one is for add method, single line comment not available. For search method, multi-line comment not available. And for update, documentation comment, now the data is existed. So out of these 3 types of comments now, which commented data is possible in API documentation? Which commented data is possible in the document API documentation? Only documentation comments. Documentation comments provided data is going to be provided in like what there in the API documentation. This is a point here we have to understand clearly. Okay, fine. All right, sir. Now I'm giving one point here. Now try to understand it clearly. In the above context, only. All right, sir. Or otherwise, I want to write it. No. In Java applications, out of all the in Java applications, out of all the comments, only out of all the comments, only documentation comments provided data will be available or will be available in the API documentation which we created with a Javadoc command. Right, sir? The point is very clear. In Java applications, out of all the comments, only documentation comments provided data will be available in the API documentation which we created with the Javadoc command. This is a clear-cut information here we have to understand. Got it or not? Next one. I want to show this example as it is. Now try to understand it clearly. D:/ full stack. All right, full stack 10 a.m. then slash apps then slash employee.java. Now get that same program here we have to prepare. Program is available now on command prompt. What we have seen there, we are able to get this total content. No problem. Even though that warning messages are available, it is not giving any impact to our application. No, warning messages are giving some suggestions. If you want to use that, follow that, you can follow. Otherwise, leave it. It will not give any impact in our application execution. So finally here we are getting some type of content here. So then if you open the documentation, API documentation, there we are able to see that the documentation comments related data. Otherwise, normal data will not come along with our API documentation. Okay, right. So now understand this. Now this is about like what the API documentation here, what we created clearly. All right, sir. Finally, comments and its related data here we completed. Right, comments and its related data we completed. Now I'm going to ask one more point. Now try to understand this point clearly. One small information, one small conclusion. Now try to understand it now. In Java applications, everybody understand it now. In Java applications, in Java applications, to provide description or metadata. What is the meaning of metadata in general? Data about the data. Data about data is called as what their metadata. In Java applications, to provide a description or metadata. In metadata, JDK 1.5 version has provided. Which version there? No, JDK 1.5 version has provided a new feature. That is what their annotations. A new feature was provided by JDK 1.5 version. That feature is what their annotations. Come again. What this annotation is able to do? What is the meaning of this annotation? No, in Java applications to provide description or metadata, JDK 1.5 version has provided a new feature. That new feature is what their annotations. Got it or not? This is a clear-cut information about like what their annotations. That's the point here I'm telling you. That's okay, fine. Next one is after completion of this. After understanding this, what next one here we are going to understand? Immediately we are getting a question. After understanding this statement, immediately here we are getting a question. What about this question now? In Java applications to provide description or metadata, already we have comments. Am I right or not? Already we have what there? Comments. Comments are providing what? The same description or metadata in our applications. In Java applications, to provide description or metadata, already we have comments. Then what is the requirement? What is the requirement to use annotations? This is a question now. First of all, understand the question clearly. In Java applications to provide description or metadata, already we have comments. Comments are providing some description in our applications there. Then what is the requirement to use annotations? What is the requirement to go for annotations? That is the question. All right, now here I'm giving some answers to you. Now try to understand it clearly. Everybody understand. Everybody understand one simple point here. I will give some clarity. Now try to understand it. When we take in Java file, if we want to get dot class files, there we have to compile our program or not? Compilation is required or not? When we compile the program, if we want to compile the program, how many phases here we have to use? What exactly the phases are available for compilation? Tell me here, any idea? If we want to compile the program, what exactly the phases are available for compilation? Now tell me. Four phases. What are the four phases? No, preprocessor, compiler, assembler, loader, linker, link editor. Preprocessor is not required in the case of Java. Just leave this one. Compiler, assembler, loader, link editor. If you open this compiler, in compiler, again, how many phases are available? Six phases are available. What are the six phases? No, lexical analysis, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, intermediate code generation, code optimization, and code generation. Everybody understand it clearly? Good. Out of all this, I required only lexical analysis phase now. Lexical analysis phase. What is the job of the lexical analysis phase? What is the role of the lexical analysis phase here? Simple. First of all, here we have written a total Java code that we are providing to the compilation. Where first phase is what? Compiler. Where in the compiler first phase is what? The lexical analysis. What this lexical analysis phase is able to do, it is able to read the total program from .java file. It is able to read the total Java program from .java file. The total program will be saved in a buffer. The complete program will be provided in a buffer. Lexical analysis phase, entire Java program will be stored into a buffer, source code. This process is called as buffering. This process is called as what there? Buffering. The total Java program will be stored in a buffer in a lexical analysis phase. Then that process is called as what there? Buffering. Okay, fine. Buffering is completed. After completing that buffering, lexical analysis phase is dividing the total Java program into the number of pieces. The complete Java program will be broken down. That means divided into the number of pieces, where each and every piece is called as a token. Each and every piece is called as what there? A token. Is it? All of you are getting my point or not? Tell me what is the point I am telling to you. Observe carefully. First of all, the total Java program will be stored in a buffer. That process is called as buffering. After that, the complete Java program will be divided into the number of pieces, where each and every piece is called as what? A token. Finally, how many tokens are created? Number of tokens are generated or not? As this process, generating tokens, that means dividing the program and generating tokens. This process is called as tokenization. This process is called as what there? Tokenization. Tell me, I'm asking one question to all of you guys. Now try to answer for it. What exactly the responsibilities of the lexical analysis phase in a compiler or in compilation process? Two responsibilities. What are the two responsibilities? No, buffering. Next one is what there? Tokenization. What is the meaning of buffering? Now tell me. What is the meaning of buffering? No, storing the total Java program into a buffer. That is called as what? Buffering. Then what is tokenization? Dividing that entire program into the number of pieces. The process of generating tokens from a Java program. Then it is called as what there? Tokenization. Yes, sir? All of you are getting clarity up to now? Right. Now coming to the question. Coming to our question. What's my question here? In this case now, right, sir. In Java applications to provide description or metadata, already we have comments. Then what is the requirement to use annotations? Now understand it clearly. I'm giving direct point here. Try to understand it now. In Java applications, if we provide description along with the comments, If we provide description along with the comments, then the lexical analyzer who is performing that lexical analysis is called as what? Their lexical analyzer will, understand it clearly, will remove the comments and its description, comments and its description from Java application as part of the compilation. Come again? What's the point I'm telling to you? Now try to understand it clearly. In Java applications, if we provide a description along with the comments, then the lexical analyzer will remove the comments and its description from Java application as part of the compilation. Okay, part of the compilation, the total description is going to be removed. So I can give a conclusion. What is that conclusion? No. So the lifetime of the comments and its description is up to source code. Source code in the sense the code which you have written. That code is what? There source code. The lifetime of the comments and its description is up to source code. It will not be available to the dot class files and up to runtime. And up to runtime, 1 minute, sir. Right, sir. Then up to runtime of our applications, the comments and its description is available up to .java file and up to what there? Only up to .java file. They will not be available to the dot class file and up to runtime of our applications. This is the problem with what? Comments and its description. See, understand the point here. Already I shown the diagram. .java file, that is source code. After compilation, dot class. After that execution, output. If we provide comments and its description in our Java program, that comments and its description is available up to the .java file. It will not be available to the dot class file and it will not be available to the runtime of our applications. Right or not? Okay, fine. All right, sir. Runtime of the application. But understand the point here. Next one, no. As per the requirements like below, we have to bring the description. We have to bring the description up to runtime of the application. You have to bring the description up to runtime of the application. What are the requirements? No, I'm giving number of requirements. Now try to understand it clearly. To simplify debugging process, line by line checking process, nothing but what their debugging process. To simplify debugging process, to simplify testing process, to simplify what their testing process. In the database related applications, in the database related tools like Hibernate, in the frameworks, in the framework applications like Spring applications. Spring is one of the frameworks, Spring applications. In the server side applications, and so on. So many reasons are available. In all the cases, we have to bring the description up to runtime of the applications. to simplify the debugging, to simplify testing, and what next one here? In the database related tools like Hibernate, in the frameworks applications like Spring applications, in the server side applications, and so on and so on and so on. We have to bring our description up to runtime of our application. Right, now understand the conclusion here. In a Java applications, to bring the description up to .java file, comma, up to .class file, and up to runtime of the application, and up to runtime of the application, we have to use annotations over the comments. That's it. Now this is a simple difference between comments and annotations. Is it? Now tell me what's the point here I'm telling here. In Java applications, to bring a description up to .java file, up to .class file, and up to runtime of the application, we have to use annotations over the comments. Right, sir. Now this is the clear-cut information here we can understand. Okay, fine, good. Differences between comments and annotations here we understand clearly. But next one is, I have a question. I have another question. What about my question here? All of you understand it. Here my question is, listen carefully. Here my question is, in Java applications, to bring a description at a runtime of the applications, we have already we have XML documents. Then what is the requirement to use annotations? Now tell me, sir, what is the point here I'm telling to you clearly? In a Java applications, to bring description at runtime of the applications, already we have XML documents. Then what is the requirement to use annotations? Previously, already we have comments. Then what is the requirement to go for annotations? There we simplify the content where we understood the point. To bring a description up to runtime of our application, we need to use annotations where comments are not worked out. Why? Because comments and its description will be removed from Java application at the time of compilation. That means comments are valid up to source code only, .java file only. Comments and its description may not be available to the .class file under runtime of our application. But if we want to bring the description up to runtime of our application, there we have to use annotations. Annotations are able to bring the description up to .java file, up to .class file, and up to runtime of our application. This is a clear-cut information what I'm telling you. Then immediately we have a question. What about my question here? Annotations are providing description at runtime of our application. But for that already we have XML documents. For this already we have what documents there? XML documents. Then what is the requirement to use annotations? Already we have XML documents to bring a description at the runtime of our application. Then what is the requirement to use annotation? That's the question. Right. Answer for this question is very clear. Now try to understand it. All of you understand this clearly. In a Java applications, if we use XML documents, in Java applications, if we use XML documents, then we are able to get the following problems. What problems here we are able to get? Listen carefully now. XML is a technology. I'm asking one question to you. Try to answer for it. XML is a technology. Is it directly the part of the Java or an outside of the Java? Come on, sir. I'm asking this question there. This XML document is a part of the Java or an outside of the Java? Damn sure it is an outside of the Java, not the part of Java. XML is in what there? Outside of the Java, not in the part of the Java. Not related with XML and Java. Both are two different technologies. Okay, but if you want to use XML documents in our Java application, the Java developer must learn XML technology or not? Java developer must learn XML technology or not? Already Java developer is busy with the Java languages only, Java code only, Java related technologies only, but learning again XML documents in the sense, XML technology in the sense, definitely burden will be increased to the developer or not? Right. The point is what? Developers must know XML technology. Developers must know XML technology. That's the first point here what we are going to understand. Without having knowledge on XML, developers are unable to use XML documents in their applications. Developers are having some knowledge, then only they are able to use it. But anyway, developers must learn XML technology. Point number one. Next, another point. If we want to use any XML document in our applications, definitely that XML document must be a well-formed formatted document. If we want to use XML document in our applications, that XML document must be what? That XML document must be in a well-formed format. What is the meaning of this well-formed format now? What we are understanding about this well-formed format here? Answer is very clear. To check whether a document is in well-formed format or not, a set of rules and regulations here we have to follow. A set of rules and regulations here we have to follow. What are the rules and regulations here we have to follow? Few rules and regulations I'm giving. Examples I'm telling there. Try to understand it. For the entire XML document, only one root tag must be available. Only one root tag, and everything apart from this tag, everything should be the child of this particular root tag only. So for the entire XML document, only one root tag is required. How many root tags are required now? Only one root tag is required. Next one. For every open tag, there should be a closed tag. For every open tag, there should be a closed tag. Is that good or not? For every open tag, there should be a closed tag. Observe carefully. Next one, after this. For every attribute, we should provide the value either by using single quotations or by using double quotations. Like this, so many rules and regulations are available, but only 2 to 3 rules and regulations are given, but so many rules and regulations are available. If any document is following these rules and regulations, then the document is called as what? Well-formed document. Well-formed formatted document. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? So here the point is what? Every time we have to check. Every time we have to check whether the XML document, whether XML document is in a well-formed format or not. Every time we have to check whether the XML document is in a well-formed format or not. If not, Java is unable to recognize the document. If it is yes, then only Java is able to read the data from the XML document. Clear? Next one is after that, after understanding this, okay, I know that XML, already prepared some XML document. It is a well-formed document only that I know. It's a well-formed document only that I know. After completion of this well-formedness, after understanding that well-formed document, next one is what? We have to save that XML document in a particular location or not. That location must be recognized by Java or not. So first of all, we have to prepare XML document. I prepared it. So that XML document must be saved in a particular location in my system or not. That XML document must be provided in a proper location or not. Right. Now here the point is what? Every time we have to check. Every time we have to check whether the XML document is located at proper locations or not. At proper locations or not. If the XML documents are not available, the XML documents are not available in the proper location, then JVM will raise an exception. What exception here we are able to get? The Java dot IO dot file not found exception. When it is the case now, when we are able to get this exception here now, if the specified XML document is not available at the specified locations, there we are able to get like what there? File not found exception. This data here we are able to get clearly. Right, sir. Observe carefully. Next one is another point here. Okay, fine. I prepared one XML document. It is in well-formed format and it is available at the proper location. XML document is ready. Then what next one? We have to read data from XML document to Java program or not? Reading data from XML document to Java program. That process is called as a parsing. That process is called as what there? Parsing. All right, now here, understand it clearly. To read data from the XML documents, to read data from the XML documents, we have to use a parsing mechanism. We have to use a parsing mechanism where, okay, we have to use a parsing mechanism. So here the problem is what there? Every time we have to check, every time we have to check whether the parsing mechanism, the parsing mechanism is a right parsing mechanism or not. That means so many parsing mechanisms are available in outside. Number of parsing mechanisms are available in outside. But every time we have to check whether we are using the right parsing mechanism or not. If it is not right parsing mechanism, there we are able to get number of errors, number of problems here we are able to get. If the parsing mechanism is not a right parsing mechanism, there we are able to get number of problems, number of errors here we are able to get. There to check where we need to check whether the parsing mechanism is right parsing mechanism or not, to read data from the XML document. If it is not right parsing mechanism, there we are able to get number of errors now. All of you observe carefully. What is the point here I'm telling you now? So this is extra work for the developers here, what I'm telling there. All right, sir. Now here, what is the point I'm telling? To read data from the XML documents, we have to use a parsing mechanism. Every time we have to check whether we are using right parsing mechanism or not to read data from XML documents. To read data from XML documents. Right, sir. Now these are overall drawbacks what we are getting there if we are using XML documents. Tell me, sir, what is our question actually? In Java applications, to bring description at runtime of the applications, we already have XML documents. Then what is the requirement to use annotations? And directly I'm asking the question to you, what are the differences between XML documents and annotations? That's the point here. Now answer for this question is what? What is the answer here? What is the first answer here? We have to understand now. All right, sir. Developers must know XML technology. Without having awareness on XML documents or XML technology, how it is possible to create XML documents? No. If you don't know XML technology, then how it is possible to prepare XML documents here? So because of that reason, here what we require now, XML technology we require. Next one is, every time we have to check whether the XML document is in well-formed format or not. And every time we have to check whether the XML document is located at the proper locations or not. If the XML documents are not available in the proper location, then JVM will raise an exception like Java.io.file not found exception. To read data from the XML document, we have to use a parsing mechanism. Every time we have to check whether the parsing mechanism is right parsing mechanism or not to read data from XML documents. Right. So now these are the various points here we are understanding clearly. So these are only the problems with the XML documents. We understood that clearly. Now the point what I'm telling to you, to overcome all the above problems, to overcome all the above problems, Java has provided a Java alternative. Java has provided an alternative. Okay, Java has provided an alternative in the form of annotations. In the form of what there? Annotations. There I'm telling one point here. Now try to observe this clearly. Annotations is a Java feature, not XML. Annotations is what there? Java main concept, Java core concept. It is not derived from other technologies. Once it's a part of the Java, automatically we are going to learn it part of the Java language learning or not. Whenever we are learning Java, automatically we are going to learn these annotations or not. Definitely we are going to learn annotations part of the Java learning. Right. No need to check whether it is well formed or not. Obviously, compilation is going to be performed. Compiler will check whether it's right or wrong. Definitely, annotations are having some syntaxes. As per the syntaxes, we are going to prepare our content. We are going to provide the data as per the syntaxes now. Observe carefully. After that, after completion of this particular point, another one is what there. No need to store them at any particular location. Part of the Java only we have to provide them. We have to provide them inside the Java only. Not required to save it at any other locations. Got or not? After this, after completion of this, that another point is like what there. No need to use any parsing mechanism to read data from XML document. Directly some getter methods are available in Java. By using getter methods or by using some conventions, we are able to read data from annotations. So if we are using annotations now, all these above problems are going to be sorted out. All the above problems are going to be removed. Now this is what exactly the meaning of like what there annotations. For our understanding purpose, I will give one simple example. How annotations are more effective than XML documents. For example, in a web application, I'm telling to you, understand it clearly. In a web applications, I'm going to use some servlets in web applications. To provide servlets, to configure servlets, there we are going to use web.xml file is a file actually. In that XML file, we are going to provide servlet configuration. See, my servlet is like what they, my servlet class is public class login servlet extends HTTP servlet. There inside this some code is available. We don't require that code even. But for this particular servlet, if we use XML document to provide description, how many tags here we are going to use? I've listed out all the tags now. First one here, we have to provide web app tag. This is a root tag here. We can understand it clearly. Web app tag. Inside this web app tag, we have to use what their servlet tag. Inside the servlet tag, we are going to use like what their servlet name. Say for example, ls login servlet slash servlet name. Next one is we are going to use like what their servlet class. There we are going to use login servlet is a class name. Login servlet slash servlet class. All right, sir. Now this is completed. Servlet tag is completed. No, it's okay. Now here itself, I want to show this point here. Okay. Now inside this, then what I'm going to provide now? Servlet mapping slash servlet mapping. Now inside this servlet name ls slash servlet name. Next one is what there URL pattern slash login. slash URL pattern. No need to think about all these tags, guys. Just I'm giving to you. In web applications, if I create a servlet class, with respect to this servlet class, I have to provide these many tags in web.xml file. This is which file here now? Web.xml file. This is an XML file where these many tags here we have tried for a single servlet class. This is XML approach. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? This is what their XML approach. Understand? I'm going to give clarity. If I use annotations for this XML, how much code reduction is going on? Now try to observe this clearly now. Now I'm going to implement with annotations. How I'm going to provide these annotations? Just understand it clearly. Servlet class is what their public class, and say for example login servlet extends HTTP servlet. To provide a description for it, then what we are going to do, just simple @web servlet is an annotation. There we have to use /login. That's finish. Now observe carefully how much code here we provided for servlet in web.xml file. Almost all 10 tags here we are using roughly. But how many lines of annotations here we have used there? Only one line. Now see this one, how much code is reduced here? In XML, nearly 10 number of tags we are writing. But if we use annotations, no, only one intersection, only one Java intersection is sufficient. Only one intersection is sufficient. What is that intersection here? No, @web servlet. That's enough. That entire web.xml file we can remove, not required. The total web.xml file we can remove, not required. This is the advantage of what their annotations. Now tell me, you only tell me, annotations are providing advantage to us or not? Annotations are providing that very good advantage or not? Right, so now this is the main intention of like what their annotations. This is the main purpose of what their annotations. Now tell me, you only tell me, which one is suggestible in our applications now? Is that XML or annotations? Annotations are suggestible when compared with what their XML documents. Okay, right, sir. Now see this one. I'm giving one point here. In the Java J2EE applications, in the Java J2EE applications, we will use annotations as the best replacement for the XML documents. Annotations are the best replacement for what their XML documents. But here I have a question. What is my question here? Which technologies are using XML documents and which technologies are using annotations? That I want to know. Which technologies are using XML documents and which technologies are using annotations? That we want to know. I'll give a list of technologies which are used using XML and which are using annotations. Right, sir. Now understand it clearly. All of you observe carefully. I want to go with XML based technologies. Opposite side. Here I am telling there annotation based technologies. XML based technologies and annotation based technologies. Now first of all, understand it clearly. Up to JDK 1.4 version XML only. Up to JDK 1.4 version, that is what their XML. Right from JDK 1.5 version, this is what their annotations. Right from JDK 1.5 version, it is what their annotations. Next one is after that, JDBC 3.x version is purely XML based in any. Rarely we are using XML there also no. But XML, right? JDBC 3.x version. JDBC 4.x version is what their annotation based. Servlets 2.5 version is what there is a XML based servlets. Just now giving some tags in the servlets now. Right, sir? 2.5 version is what their XML based. But servlets 3.x version is what their annotation based. Servlets 3.x version is what their annotation based. Next one is after this. Struts 2.x version, sorry, 1.x version is one of the web framework previously, but it is not running and outside. Maybe it's not like what there, it is not demanded for nowadays, no, outdated, but information I'm telling there. Struts 1.x version is what there XML based. Now here struts 2.x version is what their annotation based. JSF 1.x version is purely XML based. Now JSF 2.x version is what their annotation based. EJB's 2.x version is what their XML based. After that, EJB's 3.x version is what their annotation based. Spring 2.4 version is what their XML based, but right from Spring 3.x version, totally what their annotation based, and so on and so on and so on. So many technologies are using XML, so many technologies are using what their annotation based. Right, sir. Now tell me, after this, all of you now understand it clearly. If you observe all the technologies, version numbers, understand one time, all the technologies, version numbers, all the older versions are, XML based, all newer versions are what they're annotation based. But or not, all older versions are what they're XML based, all newer versions are what they're annotation based. Observe carefully, in annotation based, XML is optional. What's the meaning of optional? Still we can use XML based, even though if I take struts 2.x version or maybe Spring 3.x version where annotations are available, but still if you want to use XML based representation, there we can use XML based representation also. Yes, sir. All of you are getting it or not? No need to think about it. That XML is what they're optional in the case of annotation based technologies. But as per our interest, still if you want to use XML based content, there we can use that XML based content clearly. So got or not? Right, so now this is exactly the meaning of like what there XML based technologies and annotation based technologies. It's a clear cut information here we have to understand. Totally comment section is completed. That's it. Totally. What part is completed now? Comment section. Now tell me, in Java programming format, how many parts are available? 5 parts. What are the 5 parts now? Comment section, package section, import section, classes and interfaces section, main class section. These 5 sections are available. Where comment section we started. Out of all the 5 sections now, which section is mandatory? Main class section is mandatory. Now tell me, I'm asking some questions to you. Now tell me, what is comment? Non-executable part in Java programming, that is comment. How many types of comments are available? What are the 3 types now? Single line comment, multi-line comment, documentation comment. Which comments are able to provide description in the API documentation? Documentation comments. That's okay, fine. Next one is documentation comment. If you want to prepare for our user defined library, one command we have to use a command prompt. What is that command there? Javadoc command. The command name is what? Javadoc command. Okay. Tell me the differences between comments and annotations. Come on, comments and annotations. What are the differences there? If we provide description along with the comments, who will remove the comments from the Java program? Lexical analyzer. Lexical analyzer will remove the comments from the Java applications. So comments and its description will have the lifetime or scope up to .java file only, not up to .class file and up to runtime of our application. But if you want to bring the description up to runtime of our application, there we have to use what there? Annotations. Then immediately we are getting next question. Tell me what are the differences between XML documents and annotations? Tell me what are the drawbacks with XML documents now? developers must learn XML technology separately. Every time developers must check whether that XML document is in well-formed format or not. Every time the developers must check whether that XML document is like a well-formed format or not, provided to proper locations or not. And every time we have to check whether we are using right parsing mechanism or not to read data from XML documents. These many problems here we are able to get. To overcome all these problems, we need to use an alternative. That what alternative there? Java alternative. The Java alternative is what there? Annotations. Annotations is the best alternative for what there? XML documents. To overcome these problems, we need to go for Java alternative, that is annotations. All right, sir. Now this is a point. Next one is what? After completion of this, which technologies are okay one? Before that, annotations are the best alternative for what their XML documents in our Java J2E applications. Then after that, which technologies are using XML documents and which technologies are using annotations? If you have to this, number of technologies are available. Already given that up to JDK 1.4 version, JDBC 3.x version, Servlets 2.5, Struts 1.x, JSF 1.x, CJB 2.x, Spring 2.4. All these are XML based, where annotations are not available. Next one is what after this in annotation based technologies like JDK 1.5, JDBC 4.x, Servlets 3.x, Struts 2.x, JSF 2.x, EJB 3.x, Spring 3.x. All these versions are providing what their annotations. But even though the technologies and tools are annotations enabled, but still XML documents we are able to use. Why? Because XML is what they're optional. There we are able to understand like what there XML is optional. When XML is optional, either we can use XML documents or we can use what their annotations. Even though XML is possible, but still which one is suggestible in the annotation based technologies? No, annotations are suggestible in place of what their XML documents. So really I'm telling one simple conclusion actually. XML and annotations, which one is more powerful in outside, in a technology suite, in outside, in a software industry? Annotations are at one side, XML is at other side. Which one is a more powerful content in application development? This is a question now. Then what is your answer here? Right, sir. Now I can give the information clearly, understand it. Understand this point here. Direct statement. Up to Java applications, annotations are powerful than XML documents. Annotations are powerful than what their XML documents. But if we come out from this particular point, if you understand the XML capabilities, XML will be utilized for any type of application, any type of technology. We can use XML for Java applications. We can use XML for Python applications. We can use XML for .NET applications. We can use XML for some other, any type of, any technology, any tool in outside. We are able to use that XML for different types of technologies. But annotations are provided by only Java. So it's a Java alternative. Up to Java program only, annotations are powerful. Once if we come outside of the Java, which one is required now? Definitely XML is more powerful than what their annotations. One simple example for our understanding now. For example, I want to transfer some amount from my account to my friend account. My account is available with ICICI Bank. My friend has account in HDFC Bank, for example. Okay, both ICICI Bank application, HDFC Bank application, both are same or different? Definitely both are different. Assume it, ICICI server side application is prepared by using Java application. Okay, I'm sending a request to the ICICI server side application, transfer some 10,000 from my account to my friend account. These are my details and my friend details. I given all the data to the ICICI application. Okay, ICICI application has performed a debit operation here, but if he has to perform credit operation there, see, in the case of transfer some amount from one account to another account, sender account must perform debit, less operation. Receiver's account must perform what their credit now. Now tell me, debit operation must be performed by ICICI, credit operation must be performed by HDFC Bank application. Understand my point? I was confirmed that ICS application was designed by using Java. Inside the Java application, XML I have used initially. Later I removed that XML. In place of that, I have used what? Annotations. Up to that, it's okay. But now tell me, do you have any guarantee that the HDFC application was prepared in the case of Java by using Java? Do you give any guarantee for it? Will you provide any guarantee that HDFC bank application is prepared by using Java? Do you have any guarantee for it? So we don't have any guarantee for it. We are not getting any guarantee for it. That HDFC bank application may be available in some other language, maybe Python, or maybe some other language there, C programming language. Understand my point again? But how can you communicate from? So definitely, if you want to perform the transfer funds operation, ICICI bank application has to perform debit operation. It has to give some intimation to what their HDFC application about to perform credit operation. So where data must be transferred or not? Data must be transferred from ICICI application to HDFC application. Observe carefully. If both are in Java, HDFC application and ICICI application both are in Java, we don't have any problem. Directly the Java conventions are shared from one application to another application. But we don't have any guarantee whether that HDFC application is prepared on the basis of the Java. But I'm giving clarity, ICICI application is prepared on the basis of Java, but HDFC application may not be prepared on the basis of the Java. If it is prepared in Java, directly we can use like what their annotations here, no problem. But if it is prepared in some other technology, if we prepare in some other technology, now the data must be transferred from one application to another application or not, one system to another system or not. So how Java representations are going on in other system, where other operating system or maybe other like technology we are using. How can we say the same data representation is going on between both the things? Got or not? Right, exactly. In this particular situation, to transport the data from ICICI application to HDFC application, there we are going to use a global text represented language. There we are going to use what there? Global text represented language. That global text represented language is what there? XML. The global text represented language is what there? XML. That through XML we can transfer the data from Java application to Python application, from Python application to .NET application, from .NET application to some other like a Pascal application, whatever it may be. So now tell me, between the technologies, the data transformation is going on through XML documents or not? Their XML power will come into the picture. But within the single Java application, within its Java application, annotations are an alternative for XML documents. But in outside of the Java, no annotations are available. Only XML technology is available. Now it is getting very good, might be more priority, and its power will come into the picture whenever we are talking about XML documents in outside of the Java clearly. Right. Now this is a simple analysis. We can understand which one is good, which one is very good in between XML documents and annotations. Up to Java program, annotations are good when compared with XML. Outside of the Java, only XML is good. No annotation concept there in outside. Is that clear? All of you are getting it or not? Next one is after this, after completion of this content here, the next part will be like what there? Packages. Package section. Right, sir. What is the next one here now? Package section. So can I discuss this topic on tomorrow? Can I discuss about it on tomorrow? Right, so then better to come at tomorrow. Then tomorrow I will talk about like what there? Package section. Package section, import section, classes and interfaces, then main session. Finish. We are able to complete the total like what there? This language, sorry, this introduction part and step, that means Java programming format we are going to complete. Once if we complete this, then I'll start steps to prepare first Java application. How to download Java software from internet, how to install the Java software, all the points we are going to understand effectively. Okay, right, sir. That's all for today. Then we'll meet on tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.